Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am Grandmaster Shaymin, and today we have yet another episode of Fatal 12. In the last episode, if you probably couldn't tell, Miharu gave us a very interesting story about how she ended up dying, and along with reaffirming her confession, looking for an answer to that. And I've just got to say that her life story was really, really interesting. It caught my attention very much when she talked about how the reason she ultimately killed herself was because she was acting like her own mother, getting mad at Naomi for stealing Rinka away from her. And is interesting too because she talked about how after Divine Selection began, before she knew Rinka was in there after the first week, she was planning on doing everything she could to survive and make it through because she proved to herself that she had the will to be someone else. She had the will to do what she thought um, would have been better in the situation. So she was planning on living after having proved that she's not her mother, she is her own person. And that's, I gotta say that was a very interesting way of seeing your own demise. But of course, Rinka ended up being one of the people selected, and I have to wonder what is going to happen. Now, obviously, if you guys have been watching this far, you know my answer. It's obviously yes. Obviously, yes. How could you say no? I don't really give a shit if there's other endings or if accepting her confession ends up to a bad ending. I really don't care because Miharu is so great and so amazing. Um, she reminds me a lot of myself, except a lot better, obviously, in pretty much every way, but still. Well, I'm fine with dating you. That's a way to put it, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, not everyone will enter a relationship with someone of the same sex or gender, even if they're prejudiced. Wait, what? Rinka, can you repeat that for me? I love you, that's for sure. I'm not certain if I'm in love with you, as it were. I mean, I never experienced it before. If dating you helps me figure that out, then I'm down. Is that an acceptable answer? She freezes up, her mouth almost hitting the floor. She looks like she wants to say something, but she can't find the words. Oh my god, dude. In the end, she manages to crank out a coherent sentence. I'm so happy I could die. Whoa, 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 not again, Miharu. Not again. She's smiling, her face beet red. This isn't her usual smile, either. It's the one she can't stop from spreading. It just reaffirms how cute she is to me. I can't help but match her smile, knowing that I'm about to begin a relationship with her. If anyone else saw me right now, they'd probably think I was a creeper. I'm gonna fall for her. That's what I think at the time, at least. We walked back to the station that night, hand in hand, strolling through the nighttime scenery like this feels nice. It shouldn't look awkward for two girls to be holding hands. Still, I feel a little shy about it. Woo! I feel good. I feel great. That was terrific. We get ready for bed once back home. Way too much has happened today. First I finished my finals, then Mao dragged us all out, and then I had to finally give Miharu an answer, and I've done it. She's officially my first girlfriend. It's weird saying that when I've never had a boyfriend. It's not weird in a bad way, though. It would be insulting Miharu if I thought it was. What's important is that this is how I really feel. I really should sleep for now. The store will be open for the first time in a while tomorrow, so I need to get up early. There's a lot to be done. I've messaged my gran as well, so all that's left is to shut my eyes. It's fortunate that the next election isn't the last. We still have a week to work things out if nothing comes from this one. As much as I want to finish the diary, I'm better off getting some rest. Oh shit, it's Sunday, eh? Oh no, the next one. Now it's Sunday. No, now it's Saturday? Huh? Morning already. I dragged myself out of bed and stretch. I'm opening up the store for the first time in a while today. There are preparations to make, so the store is only going to be open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay. Once ready to face the day, I make my way downstairs. Okay. Miharu pops into Lion House during the afternoon. Guess she's off work today. Kind of unusual considering it's a Saturday. When are you closing up shop today? Around 4. I figure that's only fair since I've opened the store late. Okay, in that case, let's go on a date once you're done. Sure, Huh? A date? My answer right away, but my brain has a slight delay in processing what she just said. She wants to go on a date, something couples normally do. Well, I mean, hate to break it to you, but you guys are. What? It's decided then, assuming you don't have any other plans. I've been itching to go to the aquarium, to be honest. The last time I went was back in elementary school. There's one about half an hour away by train that's open till evening. Let's meet there. Okay. A single syllable is... Okay. A single syllable is all that I can manage thanks to my embarrassment. Somehow, it's never really hit me that we're dating for real now. We've held hands on the way back last night, but I was kind of going with the flow, I guess. I'm not even sure what actual dating process is. Miharu walks out while I'm caught up in my own thoughts. It seems like where and when you meet is just as essential for a first date as everything that comes after. My nerves and embarrassment make the next 3 hours of work a struggle, to say the least. Oh my god, I'm so happy! It's so cool! Later that day, 5 p.m., I make my way to meet Miharu once I've closed up shop. It's still pretty bright out during this time of July. I don't think I've been this nervous in my entire life. My thoughts slip out. It's amazing how the idea of this one date can get me so anxious when we've been hanging out countless times before. The last time I was at the aquarium was elementary school as well. Now that I think about it, my grand took me to one pretty far out. I remember being amazed at the sight of the whale shark. The pattern on their back has been compared to that of the night sky full of stars. I remember thinking thanks to that the aquarium was kind of like space, a sort of association only a kid would make, really. It might just be the ideal place for us to begin our new relationship, though. I mean, my understanding of love is about the same level as space. I'm super excited, oh my goodness. We enter the aquarium around 6 and leave just as it's about to close for the night. It wasn't too big of a place, but the effort... Hold up. Damn stupid power cord. Okay. It wasn't too big a place, but the effort put into every display was remarkable enough that they kept our attention the whole way through. Holding hands the entire time was pretty embarrassing, but part of me stopped caring thanks to all the sea creatures. We make our way to a nearby restaurant for some food afterwards. That was great, wasn't it, Rinka? Yeah, the jellyfish were pretty good and were pretty enough, but getting to see stuff floating around with them like stingrays and manta rays was nice. I didn't even realize there was an aquarium there. It was sort of a place where kids, families, and adults alike could enjoy themselves. Apparently it's a popular date spot as well. The nightscape from inside was beautiful too, so I could understand why. I spent more time watching you enjoy yourself than I did the exhibits. You're just too cute. Miharu! Come on, are you trying to embarrass me now? I love her, blush face. It's so cute. She says this stuff even when other people are within earshot. I shoved some of the lettuce wedges that came with my hamburger into my mouth to distract myself. Chances are that that was the exact sort of reaction she was hoping for, though. When you're in a relationship and your lover blushes and gets all embarrassed, man, it's adorable. But I mean, I'm easily embarrassed, so I don't know if that... Anyway, despite knowing this, I can't stop myself. She got me wrapped around her finger. Are you planning to open the store tomorrow? She poses her question once we're done talking about the aquarium. Yeah, what makes you ask? Ah, well, I was planning to stay over at your place tonight. You what? I want to go to the theme park tomorrow too, mainly because going next week might not be the best idea until when we'll have the final round of divine selection looming over us. Well, that makes sense. She could stay at my place so we could get up nice and early for it. The suggestion came out of nowhere, but she's thought it through, though. She's probably taken tomorrow off work, or asked someone to cover her shift, too. Not that she'd admit it to me. It's rare to see her have both days of the weekend off, so that's the only explanation I can think of. It hurts to admit, but I have no reason to open the store if I don't want to right now. Every single day is precious now. Having acknowledged that, I decided to take the day off myself. That being said, I don't mind you staying over, but it's... Her mind? Bam! Immediately to the gutter. But it's too early for us to be doing, you know, that sort of stuff. Dude, her... Ellipses. Miharu blushes profusely in response to my timid claim, drawing her eyes away from me. She follows up with one of her standard chuckles before whispering something to me. I never expected you, of all people, to bring that up. Don't worry, those things hadn't even crossed my mind. But they did now! Huh? Wait a minute. So I'm the only one with a questionable thought process, basically. All I can do now is shovel more food into my mouth and choke as a result. Oh my god, she's so cute. The two of them are just so cute. Once back home, we both shower and hop into bed. Separately, might I add. I like how she has to specify. I doubt I'll be able to read the diary tomorrow at this rate. That's fine, though. I'm not opposed to this. Spending time with Miharu is fun, pure and simple. Maybe that's what dating entails. Just enjoying time spent with your partner. Good night, Rinka. Yeah, good night, Miharu. We're waking up early. Fortunately, I'm able to fall asleep fast thanks to my tired nerves from our date. Those two are so cute. I like it so much. Good morning. You sure slept like a log. Huh? Morning. How come you're ready this early? Not only has she gotten dressed, but she also has her hair done all done up as well. Damn. Looks like she woke up an entire hour before me. Only an hour? I mean, what? Of course it only takes an hour for a woman to get ready for a date. Duh. Which means she barely got any sleep. She looks perfectly fine with that, though. I've never seen the outfit she has on today before, either. I don't want to distract you while you get ready, so I'll wait downstairs. Thought comes to my mind as I watch her walk off. She's somehow more gorgeous than usual today. God. Oh, it's so good. Like, the story was interesting this entire time. We also get the Yuri relationship, and we get... Oh, my goodness. It's so good. I love this visual novel. It's great. How do I look? I make my way downstairs after getting ready. Seeing Miharu dressed up all nice makes me want to do the same. My clothes looked really cute when I bought them, but I could never find the courage to actually wear them until now. Stunning. I'm just checking out her outfit. So she's wearing a black short-sleeved hoodie. And a red skirt. I admit the skirt looks pretty dope, but the I don't know, I just felt like if she was trying to dress up, she wouldn't have chose a black short-sleeved hoodie. She says this without reservation. I don't take compliments very well, which causes me to look away from her out of embarrassment. Anyway, we make our way to the station since we're both ready. So good. So good. Our destination is Stardust Kingdom, the same place we went back in May. Back then, there were 4 of us, but now it's just Miharu and myself. It's pretty busy because today's Sunday, but not near as bad as it was during Golden Week. Helps that summer holidays haven't started yet. So what should we do first? I'll go wherever you want. If anything, I'd rather follow you around for today. Really? Now I'm not too sure. Oh my goodness. They're both kind of like, you decide. No, you decide. That's myself in a nutshell. She's probably memorized where all the attractions are and what events are going on today, just like last time. That's why she should be able to plan out the most effective route based on where I want to go. But I don't care about efficiency today. Last time we planned things out based on what all four of us wanted to do, so today I'm happy going anywhere you want. Alright, there are 5 things I want to try. Sit with you on a thrilling ride, go through the haunted house, watch the summer parade, buy matching souvenirs, and finally watch the nighttime parade with you, much like we did last time. Not many people come to the theme park with only 5 things in mind, but okay, sounds good to me. I'm determined to be proactive today, so I summon all the courage and grab Miharu's hand. Having done that, I gently pull her along toward the entrance. Yo, she's taking the first move! Go, Rinka! We successfully clear 4 of Miharu's goals for the night when 8 p.m. rolls around. I handle thrill rides pretty well, so I wanted to go a second round on the free fall. Miharu didn't take it too well, though, so I scrapped that idea. The haunted house was less about trying to scare you and more about letting you enjoy the concepts behind horror-themed stuff. We managed to get to the front row of the afternoon parade, amazingly enough. We got a bit wet since it had water spraying all over, but the weather was warm enough to where we dried off pretty quick. As for souvenirs, we got a pair of mugs with our names engraved on them. Oh, that's so cute. Needless to say, we were both thrilled. They are packed in one box, so I'm in charge of carrying them. It's an important duty, if you ask me. All that's left now is the nighttime parade. Technically, that's where everything began. I learned last time that mainly couples come to watch it. That's fine, though. We're part of the crowd this time. Yes! Thanks for coming with me today. I came because I wanted to. There's no need to thank me. Do you remember what happened last time? Of course. I stand right by Miharu and wait for the parade to begin. Things sure have changed since then, eh? Becoming participants in Divine Selection was crazy enough, but who would have thought that we'd be the final 2 remaining? It's no mere coincidence. It's all due to your iron will. Yeah, I'd be insulting those who have been eliminated if I denied that at this point. It's not just that, though. Your resolve helped to create the situation. I hoped so. Thinking about you is what helped me reach this point. The fantastical scenery of the theme park almost makes it feel like I'm dreaming. Although that might sound a bit ironic coming from someone who knows what the dream world looks like. I guess the biggest change of all is that we're dating now. It was your confession that helped me to find confidence in myself. Funny how that works, eh? Oh, quite. Especially when the same applies to me. I can never truly understand yourself without the help of others. I've gained a new perspective through Miharu's feelings towards me. My outlook on the world has changed significantly after a mere 3 days of being in a relationship with her. I'm sure the world's full of things I still don't know. I mean, I'm sitting beside Miharu right now is making my heart race, but I still don't know what it means, if that means I'm in love with her or not. Hey, Rinka. What's up? Want to kiss? Then again, I already stole your lips while you were asleep last night. You what? I'm teasing. I'd much rather save my first kiss for when you're conscious. The worst part is I'm not convinced you're actually kidding. Either way, we probably shouldn't right now if I have to ask outright. I'm sure it'll happen naturally when the time feels right. My heart almost stopped for a minute. Kissing in my mind, well, a pretty advanced step in a relationship. It's a whole different ballgame from holding hands. I'm not even sure I can make a comparison that represents the difference well enough. See that, guys? You don't fuck on your second date. The illuminations around us finally fade, which signals the beginning of the parade. I feel Miharu's presence beside me the entire time, making the experience all the better. Wait, so they didn't kiss. Come on. We leave the park around half an hour before the gates close. Miharu comes back to Lion House with me to pick up her stuff. She left it all here so she wouldn't have to drag it around the park. Divine Selection is tonight. The plan is for her to pick up her stuff and leave so we can both relax before it starts. Miharu has a stern look on her face as she's about to leave. I have a suggestion I'd like you to hear. About Divine Selection, I assume. Correct. I've been thinking about it all week, but today really helped me to finally sort things out. If we want to try your previous suggestion, then tonight may be our only chance. Why do you say that? Let's say you elect me and I protect myself, but Parker avoids the exchange. we still have an entire week to figure out something else out if things come to that. Her proposition makes sense, so I nod. I've been considering the possibilities of how Parka would settle things if neither of us could elect one another myself. Stuff like the number of cards we have, how many cards we've acquired thus far, they all became factors. It's entirely possible that Parka has the power to avoid an entire election, too, considering her position. If scenarios I'd consider end up happening, the last thing we want is for it to be during our final round. We could trap ourselves. In that case, today is the best day to try it out. Who knows, it might just cancel the entire ritual and force Parka to return to her own world. It's not guaranteed, but the possibility is there. Okay, let's go with that. Thanks. I'll see you in the dream world then. Miharu leaves afterwards, looking satisfied. Wait, I forgot to give her the mug with her name on it. I'll give it to her at school tomorrow. I head up to my room with that thought in mind. Oh God, please be able to. I'm a little worried. Once in bed, I recall everything that's happened since yesterday. I went on my first date with Miharu to the aquarium, and we went to the theme park today. It's been a special weekend, to say the least. The idea that I'll have more experience like this down the line makes me smile. I'm glad I gave her an answer. It's only been 2 days since we started dating. I wonder what else we'll do from here on out. Meow. Lee sneaks into my room. I invite it to bed since I'm in a good mood, but it brushes me off. It turns around and makes its way back out the room, but not before stopping and looking back at me. It keeps its eyes locked on me for quite a while. Here we go. Of the 12 platforms present in the Court of Fate, only 2 remain that participants are actually standing on, Miharu's and my own. A strange sense of sadness pervades the endless dreamscape. As usual, Parka's voice cuts through those sensations. Good evening, my lovely little slaves of fate. Perhaps that's a little overdramatic when there's only 2 of you remain. Neither of us react to her comment, causing her to press on. Tonight serves as the penultimate round of divine selection. Which of you will shoulder the burden of those who fell before you and become my vessel, I wonder? Well, neither of you seem intent on rushing things along. That's rather sad, I might admit. We had a rowdy crowd this time compared to the past selections. How many times has divine selection taken place by this point? I never did bother counting, now that I think about it. Let's see, I believe this marks the 12th, imagine that. So much for not counting. Miharu sighs before speaking. There's a special meaning behind this being the 12th time, though. I always figured that 12 weeks and 12 participants was just due to 12 being a good round number. Like how a year's split into 12 months, or a clock into 12 hours, and so on. It's a common phenomenon the world over. The same can't be said about this revelation, though. It's too big of a coincidence to hear the number 12 recur so much. Then again, I'm not really sure if 12 is a lot in this case, since I don't know how much time passes between each selection period. I mean, considering it's when each person dies, it could likely go anywhere from probably like an entire lifetime, 80, 90 years, to as little as, in Miharu's case, like 18, 17? So, but what I do find interesting is, like, in most anime, the number 7 is, like, the most powerful number in existence. So it's interesting that 12 is used here. Pardon me, I shouldn't indulge in too much chit-chat. Now that I think about it, something doesn't add up. Parka's always mindful of time passing during this procedure. She never just lets the participants talk until they're blue in the face. She always forces things forward eventually. Why would she do that if this place is supposedly cut off from the normal flow of time? Allow me to begin tonight's election. Parka makes her announcement before I can ask about it, however. The clock at the center of the Court of Fate begins to move shortly thereafter. Will we have an election from you tonight, number 1? I elect number 2, Miharu. Oh ho! A hint of surprise washes across Parka's face. It soon swirls into a wicked grin, albeit just for a moment. Perhaps she's realized what we're planning, as she knows we're friends. Here I was, under the impression that neither of you would elect the other. I do hope there are no unscrupulous plans behind this. Then again, holding doubts towards participants isn't part of my duty. You will be electing her in response, number 2. I won't. I make eye contact with Miharu. She nods ever so slightly in response. With that decided, number 1 and number 2 allow me to begin the election procedure. We've placed our bets. Our platforms begin to gradually ascend towards the upper sanctum. Oh man, it all comes down to this. I really hope we get a happy ending. Dude, it would be such a slap in the face if there were no happy endings in this game. There was just everyone dies, the end. Woo! There's not much left to say at this point. Pick your cards and I'll protect myself just as we planned. Yeah. Once we arrive, we go over things before Parka appears. The whole ordeal might just come to an end right here. Although unlikely, the possibility does exist. All we need to do is make us both incapable of becoming Parka's vessel. She won't be able to exist in the real world without one. She might be able to remain within the court of fate, but honestly, I don't care what happens to her. What's important is ensuring that we both have a future. That's why we're doing this. Are you both ready? We have almost reached the grand conclusion. I must admit I'm rather thrilled at the prospect. You still have an entire week after this to reach your final destination, although that seems to be of little concern to you. While rather petite compared to number 2, you may prove to be an appealing vessel nonetheless. I don't think you're in any position to judge my appearance. Fucking wrecked! Get fucked, Parka. Goodness, you're not under the impression that your values apply to divine beings such as myself, are you? That would be silly. I hit a nerve, didn't I? Get wrecked. Knowing that Miharu is going to protect herself helps to keep me composed. Is she? I really hope she is. If she fucks this up and says I'm not going to defend myself, then I'm going to be pissed. Okay, part of me does fear Parka's reaction based on how pleased with this situation she is. We won't get anywhere without trying, though. Can we get this over with already? Miharu's on the same page as me. Parka pouts for a moment, but she quickly adopts a grin instead. Do proceed, number 1. I nod and flip over my card book. Picking out 3 cards I need is an easy task. Her name is Hibinata Miharu. Her cause of death is suicide. Her great regret is Shishimai Rinka. I speed right through the election this time. Once I finish, Miharu opens her card book. I can't see too well thanks to the light, but I assume she's getting her cards ready as well. You've opened your own book, I see. Are you planning on defending yourself? Oh my god, it stopped. Miharu, please don't fuck this up. Thanks, Rinka. Opening up my card book should give us a few extra moments. Huh? A cold chill runs down my spine. I have no idea what she's implying. Well, I mean, I do. I'm just trying to convince myself otherwise. There's no way I can accept it. There's no way. Miharu! Taking our relationship a step further really made me happy. I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets, though. I told you, didn't I? My goal is to ensure that you survive, even if it costs me my life. No! You still got my cards right. Come on, use them. My mind's a mess all of a sudden from the change of events. No. I can feel my emotions going wild. I've done nothing but lie and keep things from you. Please forgive me. I don't care about that. Just do as we planned and pick out my cards already. If you do, then let me be blunt. I want to ensure that you survive no matter what. But I want you to live it well. We still have our whole future ahead of us. That's precisely why it's time for me to step down. I'm the one who chose to kill myself in the first place. I never had any right to prioritize myself over the other participants. You said you forgave yourself. I did. Then why? This is the answer I've reached. I'm willing to die in order to change your fate. But you're wrong. That's not the answer I want to hear. It's not. My love for you is how I reached my answer. You say that like I don't feel the same. I knew for sure that I was about to fall in love for the first time in my life. Thanks, Rinka. It was obvious you felt that way, so I was satisfied. Don't be satisfied. We haven't even kissed yet. That's one of the reasons I'd be lying if I claimed to not have any regrets. Then, She closes her card book, a sign that my plea has fallen on deaf ears. There is no pain or anguish in her expression. She only suffers a sincere, beautiful smile. Oh no! No! You understand the implications of closing your book, correct? Do you even need to ask me that? Wait, Miharu, I'm not... Rinka. Miharu. Farewell. No! I've made my choice, so I won't pray that we meet again. Knowing this is the end was near for... made those 3 days we spent together all more worthwhile. Don't do this, don't leave me. The cards I chose began to move, as if my will had no further say in the matter. I tried to reach out and snatch them back to no avail. Parka, I'm begging you, make it stop. At the very least, delay it until next week. It's okay, Rinka. You'll be the only one who knows about the 3 months we spent together following the start of this. Just the idea that only you know certainly sides to make me happy. What's there to be happy about? My 3 cards make their way to the center of the Court of Fate. Once there, light pours forth from them. Calling this place the Dream World couldn't be more appropriate. The time I spent with you until today really was a dream come true. So please live your life to the fullest. Don't! My overflowing emotions caused me to collapse to my knees. There's no way for me to stop it. Miharu's gonna die again, and there's nothing I can do about it. There are sides to you that only I know as well. I'm even thrilled that I have you all to myself right this moment. I can't even see her through the light anymore. All sorts of special experiences await you from here on out. Should a time come when one of them surpasses what we had, then... Yee. Miharu's voice fades as she speaks. And my mind grows cloudy following that. You're kidding. You're kidding. The scene shifts to that of a lone girl, the type of person with a tendency to beat themselves up in the face of misfortune. This led her for a desire for pain, a desire that never abated. She came to learn that about the wickedness in people's hearts, the insatiable parasite known as jealousy. What's worse, she learned that she herself was a host for it. She decided to reject herself. Rejecting oneself while trapped in a mental prison was no simple task. It was something that could only be accomplished through death. Through this, she chose to put herself to rest. Her limp body and blood-drenched covers were reminiscent of a princess asleep on a bed layered with flower petals. I'm going to hurt somebody. Miharu. I was unable to bring myself to my feet even after returning to the lower sanctum. Miharu has been eliminated. The moment I saw her death as a result. The same happened with you, Scale, and Alan. I elected all of them to keep my own life. I even did it to Miharu. I sacrificed what's most precious to me. Parka explodes with an evil grin. What's so funny? I can't contain my anger. How dare she laugh in the face of what just happened? The sheer vigor with which I shout at her sends tears flying from my face. Ha ha ha! Her laughter doesn't let up, though. It doesn't take long for me to realize that her evil grin is directed right towards me. Finally! The time has finally come! I've waited so long for this moment, for when I can finally claim you, Shishima Rinka, as my vessel. How else do you suggest I express my joy over this? Fear begins to take hold. My every instinct screams at me that Parka is dangerous. That fear, interwoven with my grief of over losing Miharu, causes my entire body to convulse. Oh, you've realized what's about to happen. Hardly surprising when we now effectively share the same body. What? No need to explain myself to a person who can't figure that much out themselves. What's important here is that my desires shall finally be fulfilled. Enough already. I've lost someone dear to me. I don't care anymore. Just tell me what you mean without any of your usual crap. Very well. Allow me to delve into the inner workings of divine selection ever so briefly. Giving in my own despair, I finally raised to my feet. Parka seems to interpret that as my intention to listen, which prompts her to continue. To be clear, divine selection is a ritual that can alter fate. It's the sole way to alter the deaths you all faced. Then whoever serves as my vessel loses their life. loses their life, I twist the fate of all 12 people linked to them. This requires making use of my infinite worlds that exist, each based on the possibilities birthed from each choice ever made. From those, I seek worlds where each of you have survived and then string them together. This goes against the natural order of things, causing a counterforce to activate in turn, which attempts to restore existence to normal. A counterforce? I can't help but question her terminology. I have to know, why were we granted this glimmer of hope in the first place? Is it possible that I'll be ripped away from us by this counterforce? Perception plays a fundamental part of the world's structure. An apple is only an apple by nature of everyone seeing it as such. Should everyone come to believe that apples are oranges, then every apple in the world would follow suit. In other words, your existence is only supported by someone's belief that you exist. Let's assume for a moment that the world's primary course is fixed and your death is a certainty. Attaching it to a world where you survived would result in a paradox where you're alive despite being dead. The world would attempt to rid itself of this paradox by returning it to its previous state. That is the counterforce. In other words, the fate strung to the primary course by force will attempt to return to their individual branches. I can't believe Miharu just did that. We've got to be able to save her, right? So you're saying there's a branch out there where Miharu's alive, right? Can you shift us over to that one? I'm sure you're aware by this point, but that is impossible. I myself am no absolute being with control over everything. What about shifting to a world where only Miharu survives then? I'd take that over the... My apologies, I seem to have given you a sliver of hope, but I'm afraid that, too, is not possible. The world in which number 2 is alive returned to its original state from the moment you eliminated her. As such, it has already distanced itself from this one. I currently lack the ability to bring back a world once it is split off. Miharu's your former vessel, right? She said that you even talked to her in your dreams. Don't you care or feel the slightest bit of sympathy for her? Those are feelings beyond my ken. I view my vessels as a means to remain in the real world, nothing more, nothing less. I wish you'd get stuck here forever. That cannot happen, I'm afraid. 12 weeks is my time limit when it comes to remaining here. And if you exceed that limit, the possibility of that happen no longer exists in this world. Thus I see no reason to divulge the answer to you. Not that you would understand it anyway. Parker takes one step toward me following that. My body has stopped shaking at this point, but one thing remains steadfast. I know for a fact that she isn't human. She really is a goddess. Her piercing gaze alone is enough to make me freeze. What is the point of all this, then? What is it that made you... Worry not. I'm about to show you the answer firsthand. I feel my world shrinking with each step she takes towards me. Then out of nowhere, the situation takes a sharp turn. What the? The Court of Fate begins to collapse following a tremor. Suddenly I panic. I'm about to get caught up in this so long as I'm here. I don't know how to leave the dream world on my own, though. There's nothing to fear, my dear. The crumbling world soon begins to light up, and the light gradually gathers around Parka. The Court of Fate is a system designed to gather the collective existence of you humans. A somewhat simple description, but I doubt you would understand if I put it any other way. When a participant is eliminated, only the acknowledgement of their prior death remains in their original world. Their feelings and what they experienced during divine selection do not. Instead, they become fragments that are incorporated into the Court of Fate itself, hence why I should address you all as slaves to fate. You, however, are no longer a slave. You have earned the right to become my vessel. Parker shows no concern for the world collapsing around her. The light grows stronger and stronger with each step she takes ever so closer to me. There's little I can do besides remain motionless, unable to understand anything that's going on. I have nowhere to run while I'm stuck on this small platform. My only choice is to watch when she approaches. The dreams of those 11 shall now become the foundation of my power. Using this power, I will perform a miracle, one that allows me to exist in the real world. That's your reason for giving us hope? That's no different from toying with us. Everyone before me was nothing but a stepping stone for your own sake. And is there some sort of issue with this? You're a heinous monster. I have no reservations in calling her that. Sorry, Gran. There's no two ways about it. I hate the being before me with every fiber of my existence. Fine, just do your thing. I'll be able to curse you forever as long as you're a part of me. Parka extends out her hand to me. Her palm is so tiny, her arm is so slender, they seem like they'll snap just by touching it. I extend out my own hand in response. Parka doesn't take mine in hers, though. Her hand goes straight towards my chest. After making contact, it sinks into my body. In that moment, I witness her merging with my own body. A light surrounding her envelops me. I don't know how much longer this has, but this is all the time we have for this episode, so make sure you click that like button down below for me because you already know your support is greatly appreciated. And leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on the series to this point, and subscribe for future content. And we'll see you all next time.